Hey, NIO fam, happy Tuesday to you. On screen, I've got something that I like to put in the comment section sometimes. I've actually tried to put it on the two platforms that I'm active on, YouTube, and I call it Twixter, the platform formerly known as Twitter. Research is greater than emotion, or research over emotion. I like to stay focused on the work. That means the research. So let me just pull this one bit of data from the most recent earnings. I haven't even reviewed the transcripts yet, but here's what I already see. I don't know if anyone else is talking about this yet, but let's get them talking about it if they're not. This is the latest 2 months. This is 2 of the 3 months in this third quarter that we're in for NIO with the deliveries. They delivered 21,017 in July and 31,305 in August. Now, in my last video where I talked about this new record of 31,305, I mentioned that they've already got 10,000 ES8s in Shanghai. And I didn't know if those would maybe be at least partially delivered in this month of September or not. But I did want to point out that even with Factory 3 not coming online until this month in September, they obviously did that extra production to get those 10,000 vehicles out there. So now let's talk about the research. This is the only point I'm going to bring up in this video from the earnings, and that is deliveries of vehicles for the third quarter are scheduled, or the guidance is between 87,000 and 91,000 vehicles. And what that means is, because the 2 months so far have totaled 52,312 vehicles, that means that in September, NIO expects it's over 34,500 and perhaps up to almost 39,000 on the delivery side of things. What are your thoughts on that? Anybody talk about that? Anybody catch that yet? If not, let's share it. Let's talk about it and see what's happening. And I'll come back with more content because I want to wait and see what everything looks like after the trade day is over. But we did get new FTD data. It is over here on the right-hand side. But we also have big trade volume. And I had said the big trade volume generally is bullish for NIO. And maybe not shockingly, we have NIO slightly positive, even with this big volume, and also even with this pre-market big push, which I was very curious about when I saw this 5-minute incremental window from about 5:30 a.m. Eastern time. The range on this 5-minute incremental window was the high at $6.53, the low at $5.02. And so I was very curious how low, if shorts were going to try and take this thing down today, how low they could get it. But I also have talked about and researched and shared extensively on the data side of things, where when we have the bigger trade volume, NIO stock tends to move up. So this is the most recent trend that we are still in my mind, that goes back to about July 10th. And within that trend, the trade volume has been elevated for NIO stock. That is the first and simplest, easy indicator that I track on the short-term side of things for NIO stock price action in the short term. And then we've got the FTDs, which is always delayed lag data, which I track and share when we get it. And finally, sentiment. And sentiment, I don't know, I still think it's very early in the sentiment shifting phase. I'll consider us to be in a serious or full-on sentiment shift once, let's say, all the analysts and the quote-unquote smart money folks are chasing the stock price up. We've seen it happen before. I think we'll see it again. I don't know what the time frame is, but I'll keep staying focused on the research and sharing things along the way. So thanks for sticking around to the end if you made it almost 4 minutes to the end of this video.